All right.
But anyways,
let's talk about the second round that doesn't have Zoolander or Step Brothers in
it. Somebody's mad about this, but we're going to move into the top 16, and here it is.
Yeah.
Me, Myself, and Irene versus Jackass the movie.
Even though I didn't go for it the first round, I'm going with Jackass.
I am too, actually.
I probably would have done the same.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, tell me about Me, Myself, and Irene a little bit here.
I think of all the Jim Carrey movies, I don't know if this is one of his funnier movies, if that makes any sense, but I think it standalone, it's fine.
I like the premise of the movie. You know, and us being from Rhode Island and having him represent our state troopers is funny in and of itself. I think just for us being residents. I don't know, there were some parts of the movie that kind of put me off though, like the scene in the supermarket where you know, he sees that the girl has like you know, like a medical ointment or whatever, and you know, Hank, his split personality, kind of cuts in and he's like announcing it over the PA. I don't know why, but that scene makes me extremely uncomfortable
because it's happened to you.
Yeah. I need medical cream for my undergarments.
And there's a scene where he poops on someone's lawn because they keep stealing his paper, and I think that's hilarious. It's definitely one of those ultimate jokes I wish to pull on somebody someday when I'm old and senile and they can't say or do anything against me. So, and I think we lost RJ.
Yeah, RJ just kind of left, I think. Oh, no, wait. He says, I have to pee. Keep speaking in the chat.
He's just going to make this hard for me to edit after.
I mean, I think some of the funniest parts of the movie are that all of the state troopers all have the same mustache, which is very funny. And they all wear similar sunglasses.
I don't think I realized that.
Yeah, they all have like, you know, the stereotypical, like, you know, 80s style, late 80s style mustache, which is very funny. Overall, though, I don't know. It's funny. But it's definitely not one. I don't think it's one of his funniest movies.
No, it's not a movie if it's on. I go out of my way to put on. But
all right.
And by the way, I peed before I jumped onto this. So yeah.
Next up, we've got Superbad versus Super Troopers. Which super are you thinking is the most super movie of the supers?
Well, you guys know I'm picking Super Troopers, so I'm just gonna go out of my way and say that now.
I'm going to go with Super Troopers 2 just because I didn't get Club Dread. So, same guy. Super Troopers was funny.
That's true. Yeah, Broken Lizard, yeah.
I would have went with Superbad, but I'm not upset that Super Troopers moves on. I think it's
I think it would have been a super choice either way.
I'm super happy with our choice.
Well, I obviously went with the bad choice. Yeah. Yeah. Jonah Hill's first leading role. Seth Rogen was kind of like a little miffed about no alcoholic beverage companies would give the okay to be in the film. He actually said companies that make money poisoning and killing people will not clear their product for a boner movie.
His comedy poisons people.
Oh, what?
Come on.
That's right. I said it.
Superbad is a really good movie. Like McLovin, like that's all people were talking about. The whole McLovin thing. So McLovin has an interesting scene with a woman, and he was underage, so he actually had to perform that in front of his mother.
Ooh.
So if that doesn't give you nightmares, yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't like part of the movie. See, it would have been funnier if that was part of the movie, and then I would have chosen it.
Well, let's talk about the beginning of the movie, where there's just a bunch of drawings of a certain object. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? With different faces and different sizes and shapes and colors, and that
wasn't in the YouTube highlights I saw.
No, I don't think it would be. Like that opening scene. Oh man, just watch the opening scene and you'll know what you need to know about the movie.
All right. Well, moving on, we've got two different movies completely, and it makes me a little uncomfortable that we're putting them in the same bracket. 40-year-old version versus Elf, which kind of is a 40-year-old version if you think about it. So which 40-year-old version do you like the best?
Oh, man.
I'm still going with Elf on this one.
I'm going 40-year-old virgin.
Ooh, uh-oh. I think I'm losing.
Yeah, sorry, Elf. I'm going with 40-year-old virgin.
And not that it's not funny. Elf is really funny. Obviously, more kid humor, a little bit, more PG. But
You shut that hole of yours. It is not just a kids' movie.
well, I'm saying it's something that you can laugh with your kids. Like you're not going to invite your kids to watch the 40-year-old virgin. I know Liam likes to watch this, RJ, by the way. Maybe this isn't the episode he watches or listens to.
Yeah, I actually decided against letting all three of my kids watch this live. I just felt as though this would go places. So yeah, but
yeah,
we've kept it pretty PG.
Yeah, I think we have, but still, most of the content in 2000s comedy films are movies that my kids will see 10 years from now. Probably. So
if you let them.
If I let them.
If you let them.
I've already made mistakes.
I don't know if there's anything else we can really talk about Elf. I mean, we had a whole episode
it's a great movie.
talking about it.
Movie. Yeah. Peter Dinklage is in it. I forgot that Peter Dinklage was in it. Ed Asner from Mary Tyler Moore. Bob Newhart is in it. Andy Richter. A lot of great people in that movie.
Andy Richter. What's more vulnerable than a peach?
Well, next up, we have the Battle of the A's. Anger Management versus Anchorman.
Anchorman all day.
Anchor Management or Anger Man? Which one?
Yeah, this one's Anchorman for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Anchorman is moving on. Anger Management, again, a good movie. It's nothing I'd like. I have a list of movies that my kids are going to watch with me as they grow older. Anger Management is not one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I anytime I watch that movie, I put myself into Adam Sandler's shoes, and you completely understand like why he's going crazy with Jack Nicholson. Like, I probably would have murdered him. Like,
he's the ultimate troll in that movie.
Yeah, he is, and like they make you feel that way. Like they really do. Like I think they do a really good job making you feel that anger that Adam Sandler is feeling in that movie. So kudos to them on that. And I think Jack Nicholson plays that role perfectly, as he does in most things. So,
all right. Well, moving on. We've got a tough one for me. Sad one if you choose wrong. Napoleon Dynamite versus Borat.
Oof. I did not foresee this matchup.
Oh man,
this is really hard
for me. Napoleon Dynamite is a movie that I cannot wait to show my kids. And actually, it's coming up very soon. It is a semi-PG movie, but it is hilarious to me. Very quotable. Not that Borat isn't, but Napoleon Dynamite is what I would call classic. So that's what I'm going with.
I don't know what to pick.
I don't know either. So I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to go with Napoleon Dynamite.
Ooh, okay. All right. I didn't see it going that way.
Borat. Yeah. Borat is... Borat's so good. I know my vote doesn't count, but Borat's so good.
Borat is... Again,
either the second Borat yet?
Yes.
Yeah, it was an Amazon thing. I haven't watched it yet.
It's okay. The funniest thing I think was the Rudy Giuliani stuff, more so because of my feelings of what a interesting, despicable person he is. So
Borat's actually one of the highest rated movies on IMDb on our list at 7.3 out of 10. Yes. Huh. Only bested by 2 other movies. It's, I mean, you can't really say anything about the movie that's not funny. Like every scene is funny. Some of the stuff was not scripted. They just had something they wanted to do, and they would just go out and talk to random people, and people had no idea what was going on.
And then got them to agree to be in it.
Yeah,
Borat
my wife hates
my
Borat.
wife hates Borat.
My wife.
This is my mother. She is oldest woman in the village. She's 43.
So Johnny Depp, George Clooney, and Steve Martin all wanted to be in this movie, but Sacha Baron Cohen refused because he thought it would ruin some of the gags that he had planned. Which kind of goes to tell you sort of, how funny people thought, Sacha Baron Cohen in general was. He's absolutely hilarious.
Did you hear about Charlize Theron?
That she laughed so hard that she ended up in the hospital for 5 days.
Yeah. That's incredible.
That's funny.
Yeah, Sasha got the cops called on him 92 times.
Wow.
Filming this.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of list was he on at this point? There is some stuff in there that doesn't age very well. But
I don't think it aged well then.
It was one, like, there's a lot of wieners in it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not expecting it, like, just seeing like a wiener just pops on your screen, you're like, whoa, I didn't think a wiener was gonna.
Isn't there a wrestling match where like a tombstone happens between him and his?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the convention center, and then they end up running
in the hotel room.
Yeah, into whatever convention was going on.
All right. Well, moving on.
The castle.
We've got Wedding Crashers versus Waiting.
Well, you already know my pick.
Yeah, here's
Wedding
where you
Crashers.
get your redemption, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
All right, let me look at my notes on Waiting here. Okay.
You don't have any.
No, I don't have any.
I have one note. So the Shenanigans restaurant was actually a converted Bennigan's restaurant, but has since been renovated and is now a Verizon Wireless.
I have nothing for it either, other than the fact that it made money. It cost $3 million and it made 18.
Time out. You guys got nothing to say about this movie that you picked over Step Brothers.
I mean, first off,
shut your face. Move on. Next one. I don't want to.
Do you want me to reenact the whole movie for you? I mean,
why? So I can.
Gave it a 1.
Then I won't think you're funny, and I'd rather not have that image of you.
All right. Next, we have Road Trip versus Shaun of the Dead.
Road Trip.
What?
No,
Shaun of the Dead.
Road Trip. Not
That's
Schwann.
the wrong movie.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. What do you say, Mike? I think you said it, but let's say it again.
I said Shaun of the Dead.
All right, Shaun of the Dead. Moving on. The Hangover. Hot Fuzz. You're going with The Hangover? That's it? All right. I'm going Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, it's Hot Fuzz for me too. I mean,
Mike, I apologize. This is probably the last time you'll be on the podcast. Andy thought it would be a great idea to have you on, but this has only worked for the.
Hey, you guys ready to let the dogs out? So the plot of The Hangover is actually inspired by something that happened in real life to Trip Vincent, a producer and friend of the executive producer. Vincent had actually gone missing from his own Las Vegas bachelor party, blacking out and waking up in a strip club, being threatened with a very, very large bill that he was supposed to pay. So this epic movie actually happened, pretty much. And Mike Tyson was high on coke, admittedly, while filming this. And
he was high before he got there.
Yeah, he's got a tiger in the movie, but that's not factual. He actually had 7 in real life. It's just crazy. Like, Tyson's like, I was high on coke. That actually helped him get clean because of that movie. But I'm just thinking, like, he could have really knocked out Zach Galifianakis, like, in that scene. Like, so to keep himself under control in that situation, under those conditions, kudos to you. I get the dislike of the movie. I could see where you guys are coming from on it. But I think a lot of people are going to disagree with this one.
So, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that fact because Kate and I borrowed The Hangover from my cousin because we were told by numerous people it was literally the funniest movie we'll ever see. And every single person told us it's literally the funniest movie you'll ever see. We fell asleep about 2/3 of the way through the movie. I mean, it's got its parts, but I think as a whole, it's not even in my like top 50 funniest movies I've ever seen. I don't know. Maybe
just
maybe
not
I missed
in your
it.
top 50 movies as a whole.
No, funniest movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
it's not in his top 50 overall.
That's not. Yeah, it's probably not even in my top like 500 favorite movies. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I got 1,500 movies back here.
Yeah.
So. And it's not on the shelf, if that says anything.
It doesn't, because you got some poopers up there, I'm sure.
I do.
We're in the top 8, guys. We're in the top 8. We are almost done here. We've got a weird top 8, but here we are. Anyways, if you have any opinions, feel free to send them in. Also, if you're watching us on, listening to us on Spotify or watching on YouTube, feel free to comment, post live so we can talk about this and keep the conversation going. But we are in the top 8 of the top 2000s comedy shows. Movies. And it's been a ride, but here we are with Jackass, the movie, versus Super Troopers.
Super Troopers.
I got to go with Super Troopers also.
All right. I'm not mad about it, but I would have chosen Jackass probably.
I don't understand some of the logic here.
I don't understand how you can't. You're a 2000s high school student. Like everybody was doing stupid things. We backyard wrestled for like.
I'm saying that there's a lot of movies on here where you're like, that's just moronic. But Jackass is going to move on. It's a stunt.
This is
funny.
This is Jackass versus Super Troopers. This isn't Jackass versus Freddy Got Fingered. I mean, Super Troopers is generally regarded pretty highly as a comedy movie.
Oh no, I think
he's with it. I think he doesn't understand the Jackass trend.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I'm still a fan of fail videos in general. You know that. I mean, you are too, in a way. I mean, we watch them quite often. But it's really the start of fail videos. It's the start of doing stupid things for no reason. But I understand. I do like the other one, but yeah.
We don't dislike Jackass. It made it to the top 8.
Yeah, no, I like it.
I mean, Super Troopers is a different kind of funny.
A whole nother level.
As of December 2019, a third sequel, Jackass 4, was announced, which is scheduled to be released this March. However, it was eventually delayed, and it looks like it's coming out in September of this year. But there's a lot of controversy around that. I know one of the guys is Bam Margera, I think.
Yeah. They kicked him out.
Yeah, he's been having a lot of issues though. Otherwise, but
yeah. At some point though, like when does it end? Like seriously, here, how old?
Why does it have to end?
I mean,
it seems like
one of the
cash
scenes
grab
is
at
someone poops legitimately on a house, and what was that? Jackass 3.
Okay, I get it. I don't like I hate the gross.
My stepfather actually threw up watching that scene. That's about the only funny thing.
I'm only a fan of the stunts and the ridiculous. I'm not a fan of the gross stuff. I don't understand why they.
I mean, the rocket skate scene is hilarious to me.
When they're running around dressed as pandas.
I like the part where they try to do the loop-de-loop for the first time. That's a good one. But
I like when he dresses up as the grandpa and tries to steal all the stuff from the convenience store, and the guy gets mad at him.
And I think that made a movie, right? That was Bad Grandpa.
Yeah, that was Bad Grandpa.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got a 40-year-old virgin versus Anchorman. It's a tough one.
The battle of the Steve Carells.
Yeah, guys, I'm not a 40-year-old virgin fan. Anchorman is probably one of my all-time favorite movies, even outside of comedy. It just is. It's Anchorman.
Mike?
I don't know what to pick. This is a tough choice, especially since you guys voted out Mean Girls, because that one was kind of. I thought that was going to make it a little further than the first round.
It should have. It was. I think it was just what it was up against.
I'm going 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, I hate you. I mean, come on. Christina Applegate's in this. Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, Fred Willard. There's so many good people in here.
I know.
Danny Trejo.
I was like flipping a coin here.
Yeah.
That's not
I
the way
could go either way.
It really could.
Which one has Rachel McAdams? No, neither one. Okay.
Anchorman. Will Ferrell was in Wedding Crashers with Adam. So,
RJ's in a glass of emotion right now.
I am in a glass
case of emotion.
Jack Black's in it. He kicks a dog.
Oh my god, that is one of the funniest scenes. I rewound that one scene over and over.
Yet you still chose 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I did because as a
hater,
I feel like it's a better movie.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
No! What are you doing?
I literally did like a coin toss in my head, which is not the right way to do a coin toss, but
it's not.
I think the fact that
coins in your head.
So my only gripe with Anchorman is that RJ is mad about it. Everyone except for Will Ferrell is funny in that movie, but Will Ferrell's the main character, so I have to put up with his crap the most. Everyone around him is funnier, like Paul Rudd when he puts on the cologne and everyone's like vomiting. they're like hosing him down outside and like.
Will Ferrell's funny. Come on, Baxter. I don't speak Spanish.
I mean, he's not unfunny, like just as a person when he's like improving. It's something about him when he's character acting that I just can't stand. I don't know what it is.
Probably because you ate fiberglass insulation. It made your stomach itchy.
Maybe.
Well, guys, the next one is the toughest one I've experienced to date, and it is Napoleon.
You dated some interesting ones, so this is.
Hey, be careful. They're probably listening. It's Napoleon Dynamite versus Wedding Crashers. Guys.
Let's get serious for a moment.
Rachel McAdams is in Wedding Crashers. So I am choosing Wedding Crashers. Anchorman is I'm sorry, no. Wedding Crashers is a hilarious movie. It's Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson's banter. Again, I mentioned it before. It's hilarious. It's great. Owen Wilson is an awesome comedic actor. So I'm going with Wedding Crashers.
Yeah. I agree, but I'm going Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite's my choice also. Based solely on the fact that it was so weird and so much different than anything that was out at the time.
It's super original.
Yeah, it's
nothing's
very
come
original.
close to it.
You're super original. I'm mad about that.
Look,
and again,
Crashers is awesome.
Again, we don't dislike Wedding Crashers. I think I watched Wedding Crashers on a plane.
Why?
And because I was flying on a plane and my cousin had Wedding Crashers on his DVD player.
Why are you on a plane?
Why are you flying?
I want that painting of Vince Vaughn from the movie. I think if I put that back there, like for work calls.
And but Wedding Crashers is it's a super funny movie, and again, I back up everything you say, RJ, but again, Napoleon Dynamite's just like some parts are funny because it's just so weird. Like you're like, wait, what is going on right now? I don't even understand why I'm laughing. Like, Wedding Crashers was much more in your face. There was some raunch to it, which, usually, surprisingly, I don't find funny, but I wanted to vote on Borat, but Napoleon Dynamite.
Christopher Walken had to keep whispering in Rachel McAdams' ear while they were dancing at the engagement party. He had to keep saying "fart" to keep her laughing because of the repetitiveness of the scene. So, thumbs up in my playbook, Christopher Walken. Yeah, you know, RJ, here's a fact about Rachel McAdams. So she actually got her certification in sailing to prepare for this role, and she can now handle a 26-foot boat.
Wow, nice.
There you go. Put that on a stat sheet. Like if she had a baseball card, that would be one of those fun facts on the back.
It's also New Line Cinema's 6th highest grossing movie of all time.
According to boxofficemojo.com.
That's right.
I agree.
I have to throw this out there, guys. I'm really impressed. There is a viewer right now who's watching us live on TV. So that's pretty cool. Thank you to Pete Hutchinson for watching us on the big screen.
Look at, and I'm doing the Freddy Got Fingered. Nice pause there.
But anyways, yeah. So moving on, we've got Shaun of the Dead versus Hot Fuzz. This is weird. It's actually the two movies for Simon Pegg. Shaun of the Dead versus Hot Fuzz. I'm going to go with Shaun of the Dead for sure.
This is the point where I go to the bathroom.
Well, you have to make a choice first.
Well, I'm going to go to the bathroom and look in the toilet, and that's going to be my answer.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
No,
wow.
I think from what I remember, Hot Fuzz.
But you don't remember much because
No.
you also said these movies were not funny at all.
And I made him watch them, is what he said. I think.
Shaun of the Dead, I don't remember at like much of anything. I don't remember laughing too much about it. Hot Fuzz looks funny. I watched some, the previews the other day just to be like, did I see this before? And I was like, okay, this probably has some humor in it.
They're both some of my favorite movies. I own most of Edgar Wright's stuff. Baby Driver, one of his more recent movies, also fantastic. If nobody has seen it, so this is a very hard choice for me.
Wait, Baby Driver, what is that? Why do I know that?
Baby Driver is it's about the kid that is a getaway driver.
It's the dude from Elgort. What's his name?
I don't know who that
Ansel. He's the lead guy. Ansel Elgort is the dude from the cancer movie.
All these words you're saying, I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm like
the lead guy in that movie.
The Fault in Our Stars.
Yes.
The Fault in Our Stars. Yeah, that guy.
I have seen Baby Driver. That also has Jamie Foxx in it.
It does have Jamie Foxx. It's
Shane
a great movie. All the shootouts, all the guns match the beat of the music. If you hadn't noticed, fantastic movie. Anyway, has nothing to do with these two movies that we're picking. I gotta go with Shaun of the Dead. They're both great. They're both great. Honestly, I think they both deserve their place in comedy history. As much as Andy would like to disagree right now.
Very weird pauses. I don't know when you're done.
Sorry. This is how I talk.
No, don't apologize because he says the same thing about me, so that's two of us. So if there's two people he has problems with, we're not the problem.
The two people he's talking to right now.
I'm the problem.
So one funny note about Hot Fuzz. One of the first drafts of the script included a love interest for Simon Pegg's character. Her name was going to be Victoria, but they cut her from the draft and gave most of her lines to Danny, which is Nick Frost's character.
That's funny.
That's probably the funniest thing I've heard.
You're right.
It is
all
funny.
Right. Moving on, guys. We've got the top four.
Was it Shaun of the Dead?
Four. Shaun of the Dead one, yes.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead.
We are the top four guys.
The one you didn't pick.
Just a reminder, we are back. The podcast is still going strong. We hope you're enjoying season 1 of Udamia. Hello. And you didn't even know there was going to be a season 2.
Yeah.
Or that we cut it into seasons. But here we are.
I'm renewing us for a second season.
That's true. Mike is the revival of the season.
CBS is picking us up.
But we also
Mike is our Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
It's always sunny. We're about to be canceled, and then we got Danny DeVito in here.
Guys, what time is it?
One more minute till the end of the night. But how could we end when it feels so right?
But yeah, my wife makes fun of me because every song is some sort of. My wife makes fun of me because every song that I've ever done, there's some sort of. In it.
I liked that one though. I liked when you did that. It's a lot better than the first version you sent me, where you just start hacking. He does a whole verse and then just starts and kept it in there. And
I didn't know that I sent you the version with my coughing in it. It was not intentional. But yeah, after the verse, I'm like in the background.
He was channeling his inner Corey Taylor. He was it was his homage to Slipknot.
Sadly, I did not save that version. It is gone, but the cough will live on.
Release that one.
It wasn't until it's funny. I sent it to you. You sent it back saying, "Oh, this is great. I love it." And then I showed my wife the song, and I did the cough, and I was like, "I can't believe I sent that to him."
It's been a couple times, right? I know the process.
All right. Yeah.
I'll hit a cough or
we have a top 4 right now. It is Super Troopers, Napoleon Dynamite, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Shaun of the Dead. How do you feel about the top 4 top 2000s comedy movies?
I feel conflicted about any choice I'm going to be making going forward.
If you're listening live, feel free to comment and help us out here because I think it's going to be a tough one. Andy, how do you feel about the top 4 here?
I feel okay. 75% is better than nothing. So
your hatred for Shaun of the Dead is like
I can't say hatred. I just it was unforgettable to me. Maybe it's a good movie.
You meant forgettable, but
Tarantino said it's one of the top 20 movies made since 1992.
Quentin Tarantino said that.
Yes.
He's on my turd list now.
He's one of my favorite directors.
Well, first off, we've got Super Troopers versus 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Dang.
I'm going to make this easy because Super Troopers for me. Club Dread all the way.
I'm going to make it difficult and go at 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Ooh, okay. What do you got, Mike?
I think I'm going to have to go. I think I'm going to have to go with 40-Year-Old Virgin as well.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I could have gone either way. But just
gone the other way.
Well, I mean, it's 50-50 here. I don't know. I just think back to
that's shenanigans, Mike.
What? Yeah, it is shenanigans. I don't know. Just thinking back, I just remember 40-Year-Old Virgin just kind of staying with me longer. I don't know, the Kelly Clarkson thing, and feel like bags of sand. There's so many there's so many good things. I mean, both movies have so many quotable parts, but I don't know. 40-Year-Old Virgin is there's less absurdity to it. Like it's more rooted in reality.
Is it?
Which, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Mike's just putting it on a pedestal.
No.
I won't say the rest of that part.
No.
It took me a couple times to really appreciate Super Troopers. Like I feel like the first time I watched it, I was kind of like, I think I need to watch this again to really to grasp the aura here. And then I learned to appreciate it. It's definitely a cult favorite amongst a lot of people. The whole meow scene.
Yeah.
me and somebody from work would do that all the time to people. Yeah. The parent. Oh, so one of the guy's parents were actually in the car when they did the whole chicken scene. Yeah, they weren't expecting that. And that was real syrup that they were chugging. That is that takes some courage.
Yeah.
Can you imagine chugging down some syrup? Go. No, thank you.
And Jim Gaffigan is a character named Randy Johnson.
Oh, the scene where he's covered in the powder. In the
So
showers.
good. So good.
All right. Well,
And
hey,
it's not unfunny at all by any means.
Tripping, man.
we have Napoleon Dynamite versus Schwann of the Dead. Yeah, it's a hard one for me. These are two of my favorite comedies from that
Yeah.
time.
Oh, well, we know what Andy's going to pick.
I gotta think about this one.
Napoleon of the Dead. That's Schwann
Yeah.
of the Dead.
Listen, one of these movies has the word dynamite in it.
And it's blowing itself up.
Yeah. It has somebody throwing a steak at someone's face,
That's true.
as Rob pointed out. There you go. Rob pointed out one of the best movies. And
People in Rob's neighborhood did do that. It was
yeah.
Rob. Oh man, this is hard for me.
Give me
what
a
do you guys
tots.
think? What do you guys think? I mean, Andy, I think you're going with Napoleon Dynamite, I would assume.
Oh man, you know me too well.
Yeah, you haven't
People watching
telegraphed.
this-
You haven't
What is that?
telegraphed this at all.
People who don't know me are watching this like, this dude's a d-bag. Like seriously.
No, people who know you also think that too.
That's true.
I only like you because we're related.
Podcast because of me. Is Andy going to be on this?
Oh god.
Mike, what do you think? Because I'm struggling.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of in the same boat as you.
Flip the coin in your head.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Napoleon Dynamite. That's it. I did it.
Wow.
Napoleon
Peel
Dynamite.
that band-aid off.
I did. It hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably would have picked Napoleon Dynamite. I don't know. It's just more. It was meant to be a comedy. I mean, even though Shaun of the Dead was also a comedy, it's a horror comedy.
Shaun of the Dead definitely pigeonholes itself into like you have to know what the subject matter is about. Napoleon Dynamite is classic for everybody.
And there's plenty of people who watch Napoleon Dynamite and go,
That's true.
you know, it's
You either love it or you hate it. There's no middle.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I saw Napoleon Dynamite, I definitely like I WTF'd myself. I was like, what am I watching right now? I don't even understand. I had to watch it again to kind of be what did I just watch? And then but the second time I watched it by myself. So there was no distractions. It was just me watching the movie. I mean, it's a really funny movie. It's super. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. But Shaun of the Dead also funny. But you know, I voted against it, so it doesn't matter.
I voted against it because, yeah.
We are in the top two. This is it. 40-Year-Old Virgin, Napoleon Dynamite. I feel like it's a very raunchy versus very kind of pure movie here. 40-Year-Old Virgin versus Napoleon Dynamite. If you're watching us live, feel free to chime in here. But what are your thoughts?
So speaking of pure, actually, you kind of hit the nail on the head. So most of the production staff for Napoleon Dynamite were actually Mormon. So that's why the movie has no foul language, no alcohol,
Interesting.
no sexual jokes. They don't reference Mormonism in the movie. There's no explanation about, Kip or Napoleon's parents. But that's why there's no raunchiness to the movie. I think that's also why it's like super weird. That I'm not saying Mormons are weird. Let me backpedal on that.
We've lost a third of our audience.
Weird because I totally blocked my head. Because you don't expect that to be like, I don't know, like you're talking about 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's raunchy. Like it's kind of like the comedies of 2000, and like this kind of came out of nowhere. It was so left field. It was just a different comedy. It was weird comedy. Like they did just goofy things that maybe like you and your friends in high school would like say, dumb jokes, and like that's what the movie was. Like I was like, I'm watching a movie of like me and my friends. Like that's what I felt like. And it was shot in such an interesting way. It really had this old school vibe to it. Like it was supposed to be like during current times, but it was in Idaho.
Yeah, it took place in Idaho, but everyone
where-
looked like they were dressed in like
In the
the
80s.
late 70s or 80s or something. Yeah.
Well, because he was, he's shopping at like these vintage stores, and he's got the moon boots on. He's got Dequan's dance grooves that he's learning from on a VHS tape that he found. Like, the whole school like it was 20 years old than it really was. They edited the movie on like a regular old Macintosh, $6,000 Macintosh.
Yeah.
The Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, in like someone's house, all right? Like
Yeah.
in someone's bedroom or something.
Like that's so crazy. And then 4-Year-Old Virgin, just complete opposite. Like, yeah, raunchy movie, but so many good actors in it, a lot of one-liners, nothing that we can repeat. So it's kind of like hard to really talk about the movie. The Kelly Clarkson thing is a big one. Jonah Hill in the eBay store is like one of my favorite parts because he wants to buy those really big boots with the goldfish on. They have goldfish, and I think they're just like silver boots. He's like, yeah, I want to get these. Sorry, we don't sell these. You can buy them online. He's like, but I got money and I can buy them here. Like, so like confused.
That was a real store, by the
Yeah.
way. The store was actually called "We Sell Your Stuff on eBay." Like, it was a real store.
Yeah.
No one made a choice yet. No one said anything yet.
I'm
I'm
going to
voting-
be first.
Yeah, go for it, Andy. I love how
Napoleon
you-
Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite.
All right,
It's like,
Napoleon.
yeah.
All right, Mike, are you ready, or
Let's do this whole thing over again.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with. You ready? This is it. Napoleon Dynamite as well.
okay. Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, that was my choice.
All right, Napoleon Dynamite. That's it. It's the winner.
This was the most stressful episode of this podcast I've ever
After
had.
all of that, I'm happy with the winner. I think there's going to be some people who will not get that movie. They just
I
won't.
still don't get part of that movie.
I think that's the magic of it is you either get it or you don't, and even if you don't get it, you can still enjoy it. Loves tater tots. Squishes his tots in his pocket.
But Napoleon Dynamite is the winner of our top 2000s comedies. As usual, brought to you by printyourbrackets.com. There it is. All right.
Someone please sponsor this.
I know. We need to sponsor that.
Napoleon Dynamite should.
We pay for everything. All these logos are not free, but we enjoy you guys watching. And thank you to Pete for watching on the big screen again, who also agrees with this outcome of Napoleon Dynamite being the
Thank
top
you, Pete.
2000s. Thank you. I apologize to Caitlin, who wanted 40-Year-Old Virgin, but hey, your husband's on a podcast. You can't get everything.
I know Mike wants to discuss some movies quickly, but
Yeah,
things
so
that weren't in there.
some that we forgot, and I forgot. I feel ashamed that I forgot some of these because these are literally some of the funniest movies I've ever seen. So we forgot about The Girl Next Door.
Can we show these? I feel like, are we going to break a rule?
No,
No, I'm just-
they can come after me if they want. Grandma's Boy was on my list. The
It
two of
was
you did not pick
almost on my
Grandma's Boy.
It was almost on my list.
It was almost on my list too. I felt
It's
right outside. Yeah.
So good.
A little too raunchy for me.
Idiocracy. I
Oh.
completely forgot to add this to my
I
list.
did not. I was forced to watch that about a month ago, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
This is one of Mike Judge's best movies. Mike Judge,
I
Beavis and
wanted
Butthead
to
fame.
like Luke Wilson is a hilarious guy, but it just did not do it for me.
I cried when I forgot to add this to my list. Hot Rod.
Is that Andy?
I heard
Andy
that was
Samberg,
good.
Isla Fisher. I would put this in the
Rachel
in the-
McAdams in that movie?
no.
Just kidding.
No, she's not. This would be in the weirdness Napoleon Dynamite category. Super good. Isla Fisher double fist punches Andy Samberg in the chest and stomach simultaneously, and then he poops his pants.
All right, I guess I gotta watch that.
We got an action comedy, shoot 'em up, really funny. You guys probably haven't seen it, but it's really good. I'm a dum dum for forgetting the Simpsons movie.
I think we wanted to leave out.
We did leave out animated.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's still good. And then So Bad It's Funny, The Room.
Oh, you're right. Oh my word. Yeah. That actually should have been on the list. I would agree with that. We've watched that numerous times with people who have not seen it. And also The Disaster Artist, which came out a couple years ago.
Also, yeah, well that was not 2000 to 2009 though.
No, but it's if you've seen The Room, you need to see The Disaster Artist. Great.
I got a few that would be on my list. Some of my favorite movies. I Love You, Man. Paul Rudd,
Okay, I
Jason
started to
Segel.
watch that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's slapping the bass. That's really funny.
That's Fred Armisen, right?
No, that was Paul Rudd doing it.
Oh, okay.
He play the bass and he's going like he's doing his dumb dances. The Longest Yard.
That's good too. Yep.
Cheeseburgers. That's great. You already said Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Bad Santa, one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
I love Corky Romano. You guys like some cookies?
That is a good movie. Yeah.
I had Legally Blonde on there. I thought that was pretty good for a comedy.
I thought that was earlier than 2000. I didn't put that on my list.
It was 2001. Yeah. Saving Silverman. I would go out of your way to watch that. That is so ridiculously good. With Jack Black as JD McNugent, who he graduated from SU, Subway University. Wet Hot American Summer. Shame on us for not having that on this list. That movie is fantastic. Euro Trip.
I think I thought I put Euro Trip on my list.
Euro Trip was not on your list, but I after thinking about it, I would have put that on there too.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have made it to the finals, but it should have been on the list, I think.
And Deuce Bigalow is another one of my favorite ones. I know you didn't like it, but
that was the second one, right? European Gigolo. I think male Gigolo was in the 90s. I don't remember now.
Maybe.
I have a lot that didn't make it on there, and now that I'm looking back on it, I'm a little confused as to why we didn't have Bruce or Evan Almighty on there.
It wasn't that funny.
They were great movies. The Rundown with The Rock and Sean William Scott was also really good. Club Dread was also very, very good. I had on here Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell, which might be just as good as Elf, if not better.
No.
So I wouldn't like it, is what you're saying.
No. The Benchwarmer was great. Click with Adam Sandler was also really good.
But that movie was so depressing.
It's so good. Little Miss Sunshine with Steve. Was it Steve Carell? Was in Little Miss Sunshine? I don't remember. Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby. How was that not on here? And then finally, Tim Allen's Wild Hogs, which was a movie that it's not good, but it's I like it. It has a soft spot for heart.
That's why it's not on the list.
Yeah.
You just said it's not good.
Hey, listen, you had Death to Smoochie on your list.
Dude, that movie is hilarious.
You probably like Cowboy Bebop too, don't you?
I do like Cowboy Bebop. Yeah.
I was forced to watch Death to Smoochie, and I think, surprisingly, I was in a terrible mood before and going into it, and I was like, I don't want to watch this.
You were in a terrible mood?
Yeah.
I think you should watch it again.
Should I? I remember just being like, this makes no sense whatsoever, and I felt like I was in a fever dream.
I think you should watch that movie again. It's really
fun. I mean, you told me to watch Ali G, and I watched that, and I'm not getting that time back.
Well, there we go, guys. We have Napoleon Dynamite as the winner of the top 2000s comedies. Feel free to subscribe, check us out on Spotify, on YouTube, pretty much anywhere you can get your streaming podcasts. Thank you to Mike for joining us yet again, and for doing it without being paid. I really enjoy that you come on this podcast so much, and don't get a check for it. So thank you. But Napoleon Dynamite is our winner.
Listen, if we give him more than minimum wage, then we have to raise the rest of our prices.
Pete says, when can Mike and I be on a podcast at the same time? Let's make this happen.
Listen, it's hard to do a vote with 4 people.
Well, then we'll have to get 5.
We'll have to have 5, yeah.
I think we can have 6 people on the podcast at the same time.
If we can get If we can get 5 of us on here.
We can get Pete. You know what? I can be a moderator someday, and I can just be the tournament bracket guy. And
All right, so we're gonna do a podcast without your opinion. That sounds great. No, Pete, let's get you on here.
Yeah, actually, let's just redo this whole episode without RJ's opinion.
That would make Andy feel a lot better because Mike and I agreed on most of the stuff. So
But you guys voted out Mean Girls. What is wrong with you?
I like Mean Girls.
I like Mean Girls
too. To be up against something that I liked better.
What was up against?
It's up against Anchorman.
Oh well, there you go.
It's way funnier than Anchorman.
No,
I wouldn't say that. No.
I don't own Anchorman.
SNL funny. It's SNL funny.
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
I ate the chocolate squirrel.
I like Desk.
But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a really long episode. I'm sure this is going to be 2 parts at some point. But at the end of the day, thank you for joining You Dad Me Hello. That's 3 dads.
Our audience. It can't be audience can't be a tiebreaker when you are our audience.
He is the picture from before, so he is the only one watching us on a big screen TV. So I appreciate it. Well, thank you again for joining us, guys.